Channel 4 News continues.
It is as simple as making a phone call, but who, and in this case, what you get on the other end of the line will shock you.
Well, it's a high-tech way of finding out some very secret information, even sex and pornography, using a computer. And even the youngest of kids are tapping into trouble.
Channel 4's Kerry Sanders investigates in tonight's Focus Report.
When this Coral Springs teen last June allegedly opened a pipe bomb for sale business, investigators suspect the junior bomb maker tapped into the trouble, finding the assembly instructions on what's called a computer bulletin board.
It certainly ranks with anything that the military can produce.
When this Orlando man, a confessed burglar, wanted to fence thousands of dollars worth of stolen computer equipment, cops say he advertised the hot merchandise, tapping into what's called a computer bulletin board. The computer bulletin board is a lot like the old cork board you'll find in a church or a school hallway. The difference, the high-tech bulletin board with its fancy graphics can be viewed by other computer users worldwide. All it takes is a phone line.
There are religious bulletin boards, and way over on the far edge of the spectrum, there are hacker bulletin boards. There are terrorist bulletin boards. There may even be, for all I know, drug runner bulletin boards. They make nice marketplaces.
We set up a computer here at our station with a phone line. We created a fictitious identity because experts told me my true identity could lead to problems if any hackers wanted retribution. We found instructions how to make your own valid American Express numbers in one easy step. I faxed the how-to sheet to Amex in New York. The reaction? It's not a big concern, but yes, it will work. We found those instructions to make bombs, just like the Coral Springs teen allegedly did. Among the how-to instructions we found, construction project, atomic bomb.
Of course, building an atomic bomb is sort of like making elephant stew. The first thing you have to do is catch the elephant. If you're going to build an atomic bomb, the first thing you have to do is you have to get 110 pounds of plutonium all together in one place, and that's kind of a hard thing to do.
The bulletin board can be an amazing tool. When the failed coup was underway in the Soviet Union, some of the best first-hand accounts of what was going on came from Russians on computer bulletin boards. Sometimes little-known events are explained on these systems. Bulletin board user Richard Hurst recently read about a war he didn't see in the newspaper or on the news. Truck drivers on the Austrian-German border.
There was a trade war going on between the two countries. But at night they were sneaking in, and there was shooting going on. Truck drivers were being shot at, trucks were being stopped and turned over and burned. But nobody heard about it. It didn't make it into the news.
Chasing this story led me down a lot of dirty dead-end alleys. The fringe element operating in this computer underground world didn't want to talk about trading drugs, didn't want to talk about selling stolen credit card numbers. They didn't want to talk about their criminal enterprises, at least not on camera. I was able to convince one 18-year-old to share his thoughts. But he did so where he feels comfortable, behind the shroud of the computer screen. You'll meet the renegade, as he calls himself, tomorrow, and we'll show you the type of X-rated pictures any 10-year-old with a computer can get from one of these bulletin board systems. Now, those XXX pictures are what came as the biggest surprise to me as I investigated this story, perhaps because I didn't know the language that makes computers run is so advanced that it can really make a computer look like a television.
Oh, my goodness. Well, looking forward to your next report, Kara. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, when will it cool off? Brian has all the...
X-rated pictures, hardcore porn movies. Not only can you find them at adult theaters, you can also get a pretty good eyeful on your home computer.
That's right. Anybody with a telephone line can get this stuff, and parents, listen up. What's most amazing, computer-literate kids even know about this.
Channel 4's Kerry Sanders takes a look at how folks are tapping into trouble in tonight's Focus Report.
The simple clicks of a few keys. And voila, you're on a computer bulletin board where everyone's doing what's called hot chat.
Hi, this is Sexpot from Dade, and I'm looking to...
The dirty talk goes on back and forth for hours on these bulletin boards. On this bulletin board, there's an invitation to come to an orgy. The message goes on to sell the party, saying, in the past, others fell in love.
You can call it nerd sex if you want.
Computer expert Richard Hurst navigated a bulletin board for us. He says the hot chat is just a technological extension of adult-only 900 phone lines.
This is a guy who takes a skin magazine home with him and makes sure that he looks both ways to make sure that none of his neighbors are watching him bringing it into his house.
We've told you how we entered this computer world with a fictitious identity to avoid the problems of retribution. Here's what we found. Please touch yourself while we charge up. Captain Kink, the Purveyors of Filth, presents Ginger Lynn in Stop or You'll Go Blind. A graphic mini-movie follows. So graphic, we can't even show it to you on television without creative editing. For those already on a moral crusade, what we discovered is described as beyond the limits of decency.
There's a woman that looks like she's manacled around her neck, being held in place. Typical hardcore porn. This is available to anybody, including children, including disturbed people out there whose buttons are pushed, we happen to know, by this type of material, some of whom have computers.
Who are these people who operate behind the fences of computer walls? Well, we couldn't find one South Floridian willing to talk about it on camera. We were able to find an 18-year-old in New York City. He talked to us, but only where he felt most comfortable, behind the shroud of his computer screen. I am the renegade hacker. I exchange... By way of computer, the renegade hacker gave us a peek at his world. He admits drugs are sold, stolen credit card numbers traded, strangers set up sexual liaisons, all this done via the computer bulletin board. I understand that the cops know very little about computers, or at least that's what many think. That's true to an extent. The computer, just like anything else, can be used for a tool as for criminal activity, but then again, it can be a powerful learning tool.
You are trusting to the goodwill of the average user.
Even the tie and jacket set shuns regulation because they say it could stifle the good as well as the bad. Author Harry DeMeo.
The old story, democracy is a lousy way of operating. It's better than anything else, and I think the social conscience is probably about the best thing we've got going for us.
So far, it's fair to say the social conscience has not been applied to what we found, probably because, until now, so few even knew it exists. Now, beyond the invitations to orgies, beyond the hot chat and XXX movies, there really is romance on these bulletin boards. Several people here in South Florida have met by computer, and yes, they've even gotten married. But we do, again, want to emphasize that what we've shown you over the past 2 nights is the exception. A number of computer bulletin boards are very legitimate. Tom, Kelly?
Still some disturbing stuff.
Yeah, especially where the kids are involved.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Well, the time right now is 6:15. Stay in your seat. Much more heading your way on Channel 4 News at 6.
Including a rare